Do you want to hear all the times Hulk Hogan or Tucker Carlson called in? We have it all for you on BubbaArmyHQ.com.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Standing by from his palatial home studios via Comrex, modern technology at its finest, and it's very studio quality, and we're going to start doing it every Thursday, about 9:15, 9:20. Wednesdays will be Alex Stein. Thursdays will be the Shannon Burke. He's standing by now. Shannon, what's up, my friend?
Good morning. How are you, brother?
This is great. This is the first opportunity that I've had you be able to be on the air with Blue Pill Brian. Well, you know.
Motroni, how are you, brother?
Good, man. How you been?
Now, do you listen to the show sometimes, Shannon, and you get frustrated at Blue Pill Brian?
Absolutely frustrated with him. That's why I like him on the show. You know, I like to have the same thing with my program. I like to have people at least give their opinion if it's opposite, and you know, that's the way we get back to you know, some type of unity. You know,
yeah, but you don't have that guy on your show constantly taking stabs at you and telling you how stupid you are and how much you lost it all, and you're a fat ass and sex tape ruined you.
You're a boomer.
You're
Got a gob.
I mean, if you're looking for somebody, Shannon, I could be that guy for
Could you?
I'm just saying.
Good morning, everybody. Hello, Anna. Hello,
Hi.
Brian.
How things in Florida Man Radio? I think starting on our maybe perhaps third week or second week. I don't know.
Yeah, it's incredible the reach we have now, and people that call the show and leave open mics and stuff that like they either just discovered us, or you know, one thing I get a lot. I don't know if you're getting it either. But there's a lot of people like, hey, I'm in Florida on vacation, and I'm just scanning around, and I found you guys, and we never got that before because we never reached the beaches here, you know. But now we do.
Now you can literally be at the Speedway or on the beach at Daytona and get 103.1. That's cool.
Oh yeah, it's incredible the reach we have. So it's been great.
Don't you think that my cash cube might work?
Yes.
Yeah.
I wanted to talk to you about the cash cube. I think it's a great idea.
I mean, is it not one of the best radio potential promotions ever? A cash cube.
You're the king of showmen, and I think it's a brilliant idea. What's that thing run on leaf blowers?
Yeah, kind of. It's a kind of
blow up Willie with some leaf blowers.
It's kind of a.
He's gonna start making them.
It's an inside leaf blower with kind of a mild muffler. Instead of running on gas, it runs on electricity. But
it's a tanning booth with leaf blowers.
Isn't it like a blow up thing at a kid's birthday party?
It's just like a bouncy house, but I'm throwing cash in there, and I'm not asking you to bounce. But we got to think of, like, I think maybe our first ratings report card might come in April, maybe May, and if we were to pop on that, maybe we have a kind of a big ratings party somewhere, and we bring the cash cube, and Don Miller, of course, your group, my group.
Is that what it's called, the cash cube?
Well, it's the $10,000 Diaco Law Mark from Tarpon Mark cash cube. Yes.
That's a bit lengthy for a title, but I get it.
Yeah, but hey, in order to get that 10, I had to get some sponsors for that 10K. I don't got 10K laying around.
I know. I wrote down my notes here for this morning. I just put cash tornado deal. What is it?
Yeah. Well, there's 10 100s, there's 20 50s, there's 50 20s, there's 100 10s, there's 200 5s, and 5,000 1s that are all circling around like a Cat 5 tornado in there, and you cannot, you have to stay in the middle, you can't grab anything off the floor, and you got 30 seconds to grab as much as you possibly can.
Wow. Has anyone tested it yet to see what the possibilities are?
The two Jews have. We like it.
The two Jews, it comes Jew approved.
But have you done it with 7,000 pieces of paper in it?
Brian, what? The fake money comes today or tomorrow.
Okay.
So we'll have a couple dry runs with it, with the full amount, the full $10,000 amount.
In fake money,
yes. Because did you hear my concern about what could happen to it?
Worst case scenario, Jones over here.
Let's say you and I are over there in a Popka with this thing or something like that, and we got $10,000. Two dudes come up three dudes come up with the pickup truck, and they shoot a couple warning shots off in the air. And we all scatter, and then they just grab the thing, rip it right off the blower, and drive along. I got $10K right there.
$650 cash cube.
Yeah.
$10,650
They would
loss.
put a couple of rounds through that thing to deflate it. It's
exactly.
easier to carry
Like
away.
first round's through it, that 4 or 5 are through it, not hitting anybody. Then they grab the machine. They just get the hell out of there.
They disconnect the leaf blowers and off they go.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Plus
You know
a
what?
potential boob job.
They wouldn't even disconnect. They would just, through pulling away, the leaf blowers would unplug themselves, and then they're not carrying to mess anything up. So I'm putting fake money in there. And I just bought a bunch of fake movie money is pretty expensive. Actually,
You're kidding me.
No, it is.
Well, just get like Monopoly money.
Well, because Monopoly money doesn't float and have the same consistency as a dollar bill.
This weighs as much as like a normal bill.
Like this is almost
okay.
this is like counterfeiting at its finest. This is legal counterfeiting. So, but the money, the 10,000 in there is not real. It's fake. You go in there, you grab as much fake money as you can. We count it. Then you come to me, and I got my 45 on me. I'm strapped.
Yeah.
And I give you the equivalency in real cash of what you did.
He keeps the wad in his girlfriend's bosom.
No, I keep
Excellent.
I keep the $3,000 or $4,000 wad right there in my front pocket, and I got my gun with me, and I'll
Off-duty officer.
Are you that concerned about the cash cube getting robbed?
Clearly.
Oh, my God.
Shannon.
That's all he's got left, Shannon.
Shannon, let me just tell you this: $10,000. That starts to make people start thinking about doing bad things.
Because that makes you start thinking about doing bad things.
No, but I mean,
it's not like you've ever seen anyone on The Price is Right run up and steal the jet ski off the stage.
Hold on. The Price is Right isn't in a popka either.
Yeah. Bubba said also Venezuelan Haitians might be coming there.
Venezuelan
that's what-
Haitians.
We got illegal immigrants, and they say, $10,000. You don't think they'll come and slice my throat? But I'll say fake money.
Right.
Better learn that in Spanish.
Yes, you better learn fake money in Spanish.
Imitación dinero.
We actually need to get a big sign that we put on it that says fake money. Do not, please do not, try to
Dinero
hijack.
falso.
Dinero falso.
So Shannon, I feel better with me having a 45 and strapped and, peeling off a couple hundred to somebody rather than having all of that just laying out there for somebody to grab. I mean, think about it. People rob convenience stores for $300. Right?
Yeah, but the whole thing about the cube is that you see the money and you think, wow, that's the money. I
It
see
is
it's
the
cash.
money.
It's real.
It is real.
It looks
It's
real.
movie money.
It is real. What you do is after you've completed it, you come around the corner and I shadily give you your real money.
They're
Shit.
Bubba bucks. You take your
Yeah.
Bubba bucks and I turn it into real bucks.
I mean, I can't, Shannon, just for security purposes, I can't have $10,000 laying right there in the ground.
You got your 45 on you. What are you worried about?
You can't shoot a guy, I don't know if,
Because, Shannon, in Bubba's fantasy, 5 guys are getting together to split up this money. $2,000 a copy.
That's a lot. That's a lot.
if we were at, Joe's Quickie Mart with a remote, me and you, Shannon, and a Popka, and, three dudes pulled up in a pickup truck, and they fired these warning shots off. And we wouldn't know what to do, and they would just grab the cube and leave. It literally would take like 10 seconds to do.
Man, that's some serious
It'll
paranoia.
take some time
bro.
for it to deflate.
I mean, it's the greatest radio promotional ever when you're worried about getting robbed.
But getting robbed would be the greatest radio promotion ever. Like, that's what you're missing. You want that to happen.
And then you have a clean shoe.
Yeah, Bubba the Love Sponge wings a couple of dudes to try to steal his money from his cash
That's right.
cashier.
Or how about a couple of dudes wing Bubba? He's dead. 10,000.
Great story, though. Good for the show.
Yeah, well, who's gonna do the
bad
show?
for the franchise, but...
So anyway,
I think it's a great deal. I like it. I would never think of it. And I thought I haven't seen one in I don't know how long.
And I haven't seen
action.
one. And I've never seen a radio station have one. And here's the deal: in order for you to be able to spin the wheel, you have to follow me on one of my digital platforms. So it's going to make those even stronger. And we all know the kind of power and currency that 200, 300, 400,000 subscribers on YouTube, what that does for a guy.
Right, that's true. And let's think of the flexibility here. Not necessarily need to put money in there. You could put little bitty baggies of meth in there. Let those fly around and see if people could grab those out of the air.
The meth cube.
Right,
or
any other type
the
of-
weed cube, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, or the, I don't know.
You put a bunch of pre-rolls in there and let them blast around.
Shannon doesn't know that
Pre-rolls.
there's going to be a coupon for a free boob job.
We're gonna put,
I heard that.
Yeah, so just think some lucky chick, if she grabbed the golden ticket boob job, I mean, think about it. Oh my God!
Right.
Listen, I'm already planning one of my very first appearances in Orlando to be Toys for Tatas at Rachel's. Can you imagine if I had? Then we could do topless.
I got a great pork chop there at Rachel's.
I heard Rachel's, man. Don't even think about. No, I've heard.
They have great steak.
I've heard from a lot of great people, man. Not only is there some unbelievable looking women there, but their restaurant is unbelievable.
I believe they buy from the same people that Charlie's.
Yes,
Steakhouse.
and during the holidays, they give the elderly free vaccinations and Thanksgiving dinner.
Really? And a lap dance. So Grandpa can go home with a boner and fully vaxxed. Send Grandpa home with a full belly, a boner, and fully vaxxed, right?
Full of steak and baked potato.
Now, didn't there used to be 2 Rachels? The one over there was one over there by, I think 434 or something like that?
436 near 1792 is where it is right now. Right next to a big RV dealer.
Right. Now, wasn't there another one back in the day by the airport?
There was one further south, South OBT, but it's just now one.
Which one did I go to? Which one did I?
436, I bet, because in Castleberry, that's the main. It looks like a palace outside with columns and a couple of cement lions out front. You know how they do it.
When I used to work at XL. And we were in Altamont Springs. You know where Fuddruckers used to be, right there?
Yep.
Well, you know where the Hilton is there, and I'm sure the Bow Ties nightclub is not a thing.
No, it's something else now. But
did you know that? Did you know XL used to be located right there?
I never worked in that building when I worked for Clear Channel, but I knew they were there at some point.
Right. Yeah. So we used to go from there. We'd go out there to that main road, make a right on 436, and that would take you right to Rachel's, I think.
Yep, and you make a right in the parking lot, valet, and you're off to the races.
And then you could go upstairs, and that's where they showed the vagina.
I'm sorry?
You could go up.
They had a vagina upstairs?
Come again?
You had a green Rachel's card, and it would get you upstairs. And the upstairs, the girls were not only topless, but they had their vaginas hanging out too. That was back in the day. I don't know if that's happening anymore.
Yeah, I'm not sure they have a vagina card any longer. But.
Yeah, maybe since they went to the bone-in ribeye, they had to go with we can.
I don't think you can allow vaginas and ribeyes to be exposed together.
I think they probably weighed the business opportunity and said we might sell more bone-in ribeye than memberships to see vagina. So. Yeah, it was nice back in the day. But I mean,
it's about the only game going in town here. There's a couple of little stragglers down further closer to the airport, like Diamonds or something like that.
But the real, the upper crust, real hot chicks, the place to go, it's Rachel's.
What about Cleo's? You ever checked into Cleo's?
No, I don't know the owner.
OBT?
Here's the thing, Shannon. See,
you want to talk about that's where you get robbed in the cash cube at Cleo's.
Anywhere at OBT.
You know what? I know the owners of Rachel's. You know what I need to do? I need to put the owners in touch with Shane to start buying some advertising on Florida Man Radio.
Yes.
Look at that.
Look, we got medical cannabis dispensaries on our station. We got why not have strip club?
I mean, it's amazing when people can actually hear your signal, the kind of advertising you can get.
Yeah, isn't it? It's like almost. Some people didn't know that, but now they understand it.
So. My first topic for Blue Pill Brian versus Red Pill Shannon is world on the brink as Taiwan admits that U.S. troops are now stationed on the Chinese border. We'll go to Shannon Burke first, and then Brian, you for the rebuttal.
I've learned that as well. Late last night, I'm reading and I learned it. I do think that Joe Biden needs something to propel him a little bit here in the run-up. I don't know that this is the October surprise. It very well could be, but a wartime president is just instantly more popular, especially if he's an incumbent, than a president who's unencumbered by military conflict.
And I think statistics show that, too, that wartime presidents, incumbents, do better than a non-wartime, I think.
I mean, I don't blame China for wanting to make their move now. We look weak as hell. We have a weak leadership. Our adversaries globally laugh at us when they see this old dude stumble across the stage and mumble words. It's a perfect time. We're stretched thin with the cash in Ukraine. You've got Macron calling for Western boots on the ground in Ukraine, and Taiwan is a big deal for us, and it would bode well for this incumbent running up to 2024.
I mean, is there going to be some lead thrown? You think there's going to be some lead thrown around here soon? Securing the Taiwanese border from China.
I think we're the closest to it that we have been in my lifetime.
Brian, over to you.
Yeah, I mean, I think Biden needs something, and if this is there and presenting itself, you never waste an opportunity to wag the dog a little bit.
But what's the outcome?
I don't think we're going to. I don't think there will be lead shed on this. I think it will be a buildup with no payoff. Ultimately, that like Taiwan has been for a while now. But we'll see. I mean, I'm with Shannon. Biden needs something in order to win. I mean, the numbers, his approval rating suggests that he's unelectable.
Are they going to pull like what Roger Stone said, and are they going to pull like the great convention switcheroo like they did?
They got till August for that to happen.
Like is that a thing? Brian, you first, then Shannon. Do you think that we're going to have a big convention whodunit with this guy, or is this the guy that is this the horse we're taking to the race?
I mean, it's a long time between now and August. A lot can happen.
In the overall scheme of things, it's really not.
But
I guess
is in politics.
In Joe's lifetime, it is. I mean,
it's all he has left.
150 days is forever for Joe. Please.
I think the Dems have that kind of ace in the hole that they can watch the polls, see what's happening, and then
what if the polls don't get any better? What if they stay where they are?
I think you have to bring in that sort of reluctant hero, and I think it ends up being Gavin Newsom, but because he's say I don't want to run, 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 and he's played the part, and he's been a good surrogate and spokesperson for the Democrats. He's definitely the best speaker they have. I think he's probably ultimately the most presidential person that they have that they could put up in this instance. And, that would be, to me, the replacement. I don't think it's going to be Michelle Obama. I don't think the Obamas have a stomach for it. They're enjoying hobnobbing and living the life that they're living. So I don't think that they're going to step into the fray on this, but I could easily see Gavin being put into the role.
Shannon, your interpretation of this.
I think that they have married themselves to Joe Biden. Why fight so hard in this impeachment inquiry hearing and hearing all this dirt again? It's stirring it up just at the right time to keep it fresh in everyone's mind. We all know that a lot of Democrats said that they might have changed their vote. 35% said they might have changed their vote had they known about the laptop, had it not been censored so much in 2020. All of this stuff's coming up fresh right now. I think it's a good chance, Brian, that the convention could lead to a new candidate. But why invest so much now? And then come August, you've got only a few months for a brand new Democratic presidential candidate to get his word out there and his name out there. I think they're sticking with Biden. I don't think they care.
Don't you think they're using Biden as like a sacrificial lamb?
Yes.
That's what I mean. So you push it, you make it seem like he's actually going to run. All this dirt comes out, and then in August, a few months before the election, boom, he's out. He takes all that dirt with him, and you got the new guy coming in.
But I think that they need more than a couple months of traction for the new dude. So, I think why wait till August if you're going to do that?
Because less dirt on the new dude.
Less time to bury the new dude.
Yeah.
Because let's face it, the Democrats...
Less time to bury the new dude.
Correct.
The Democrats are not going to run.
I would actually respect the Democrats. If you know how they always have fancy slogans, change. I would change, and
so fancy,
hope, and all this kind of stuff that Obama was spewing back in the day.
Hope.
Even Donald says, MAGA, make America great again.
Build back better.
Build back better. I'd love if the Democrats say, hey man, not enough time to bury the guy. That's why Gavin Newsom not enough time to bury the guy.
Well, he's got enough. He's got enough on his record hanging on him now. That title, what is it, 47 over there? That legalized shoplifting up to $900. That idiotic stuff. There's plenty of that stuff to roll around. But you're right. We only have GOP only has a few months in order to bury this guy. I do agree with Anna that I think it's a perfect opportunity to launch Joe amidst all of this stuff, all of this China money and all these things with his son. It is a perfect time to launch him. They won't do it under those auspices. They will do it because, he's old and feels tired and wants a younger generation of Americans, blah, 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 blah. But in reality, yes, it'll be because of all the nastiness that's floating around his.
But I think the nastiness is already kind of baked into the cake for him. None of this is really new news, right? It's confirmation in a lot of ways of old news. So I don't know that his approval ratings going where Joe is at now is bottom for him.
Brian, do you think he has taken money from our adversaries along with his son and brother, or do you think it's all a bunch of lies?
I think it's possible that he took money. I don't think it's been proven that he's taken money.
I mean, didn't Hunter come out and say that when I was talking about the big guy, indeed I was talking about my dad?
Bobolinsky said that as well.
Yeah, what about the witness? The witness says that
I'm just
he
asking for a friend.
Literally saw Biden take it.
Right. I mean, we know that he got a $3.5 million or whatever from
Burisma Holdings,
Bacharina, from the former mayor's wife of Moscow. Yeah. We know he took that money. What boggles my mind is that it's all out there. All you have to do is just put the shoe on the other foot. Imagine this story. Take everything we know about the Hunter Biden and his father story and flip it to Trump. That's Donald Trump Jr.'s laptop. Donald Trump Jr.'s doing crack. Donald Trump Jr. has got a bunch of whores and hookers in there.
Is generally on some sort of narcotic.
You know what, Brian? I know a lot of people. Brian, I know a lot of people like to think that we have absolute 100% visual proof of him smoking crack. You don't have all you have of Donald Trump Jr. is he talks fast sometimes, and then instantly you think, oh, he's on coke, he's coked up.
And I'm not going to vote. And I'm not going to vote for Hunter Biden for office. I'll tell you that right now. So that's good.
Yes, but what about Biden getting money? That their witness is saying that they witnessed Biden getting money.
Prove up the paper trail, and then you've got him dead to rights.
Would you have a problem with it?
Criminal case.
Would you have
a problem? I have a problem with it. I have a problem with Kushner taking $2 billion from the Saudis the second that they get
Jared.
Wait. Hold on. Why? Why would you have a problem with Kushner taking $2 billion? Kushner has a business. He has a hedge fund, and he's managing that money along with another $15 billion from other people.
Because it's politics. It's the second they get out of office, they get these sweetheart deals.
But you're still going. I said about Biden getting money.
I said if they can prove it, then he's.
Hold on. What about the accountant with the loan checks? And the accountant goes, I had no idea about any of these loans that were ever given to his brother.
Yeah, to his brother. But how is that Biden?
The difference
Joe
is
Biden, his brother paid back, gave a check to Joe Biden and said repayment of loan. And the accountant was like, we have no clue what this is for.
Right. Well, then get him on it. Look at his taxes and see if he's ever loaned him money.
Moving right along, what happens if Donald Trump can't come up with the 546 or whatever the bond deal in New York City? What happens then, Brian? As a lawyer, what's the protocol on that? And Shannon will have obviously your opinion as well.
So they legally can start seizing his assets, move the court to start seizing assets, whether it be real estate.
Now, is this that?
Letitia James.
This is the girl that he supposedly grabbed her at the
No.
convenience store.
He posted the bond for that one.
Okay.
He posted,
which I think that is absolutely.
He was able
if
to get
every girl that I've grabbed vagina at various music festivals, I would be pleased. I'd be in prison by now. I mean, you can't come back on a guy 22 years later and say I saw him in the hat department of a major place in New York and he took me around the corner and grabbed my vagina. But come on.
I think that he ought to. I've read that he may allow her to seize Trump Tower, for example, which is old. He might just allow her to take it. Trump Tower's old, But here's what I don't think a lot of Democrats on this crusade to get Trump. We're going to get him. Letitia campaigned on it, on this no victim crime, one of the biggest civil fines ever for something so stupid, and every single move they make towards him makes him stronger. Can you imagine what MAGA would do if they took Trump Tower? And imagine this on the news: Letitia James giving a press conference and a giant crane pulling the name Trump off Trump Tower. What will that do to MAGA, Brian?
The Trump Tower thing's a licensing agreement at this point. I think he only owns a penthouse and a very small portions that maybe the commercial buildings.
The retail portion.
But he doesn't own Trump Tower. Now that's part of his issue here in terms of getting the financing for everything.
Is that he can't use the entire value of Trump Towers. He can only use the portions of Trump Tower.
But he's got other Park Avenue.
No, he's not broke. He is leveraged, and nobody wants to lend him the money for commercial real estate in this environment.
Now, where does this lawsuit, this 546 bond, Willie, if it's on appeal, when he appeals it, like I think he's trying to now, which means he has to come up with a bond, will he win on appeal? Are they pretty
Brian,
sure?
Do you think that case has merit?
I think it does have. Well, listen, you say victimless crime.
Have you ever alleged that your property is valued a little higher than what the market might call it?
My whole show's built on that, buddy.
No, I haven't.
My whole show's built on my whole show's built on telling you that we're way more important than we really are. Please.
I haven't personally done that, no, but every time I've tried to get loans and do things like that, I have to rely on appraisals and the bank's approval.
Yeah, but
Let me ask you this, Brian. Do you, we hear a lot of major investors deciding to either pull out of New York City or not do business in New York City. That, along with the mass exodus that they expect, maybe 50% of the New York City dwellers will leave in the next 5 years. What happens to New York City? I mean, this has long-lasting implications for the city itself.
We've turned the Roosevelt we've turned a high-end 5-star hotel.
To a tortilla factory.
Into an immigration, safe haven deal, and it's no longer open to the public. Alex Stein did a video that we watched from there. But you can't even go to the Roosevelt. I mean,
listen,
this
cities
is
are going to make their own decisions. San Francisco's run itself into the ground with some ridiculous policies. If New York's going to do the same thing, that's their choice. I mean, who are we to sit here and lament what idiots in New York City are doing?
Grady Judd.
I'm not saying they don't have a choice. I'm saying where is the wisdom in destroying the reputation of that city as a headquarters of investment and
arguably the financial.
I disagree that this decision will have that type of lasting ramification, but that's just me.
New York
I disagree
is
that
arguably the financial capital of the world. Do they not call it? Isn't it?
And it will continue to be. This Donald Trump judgment is going to have nothing to do with that.
I'm talking about the migrants and the immigrants that they're letting in at hundreds of thousands, and then giving them free hotel rooms and free money and free cell phones and free this and free that. I think that's going to be the demise of the city before whatever Donald Trump stupid stuff is.
It very well could be, and that's when you got to get if you disagree with those policies and you live there, you elect officials.
The mayor? Didn't the mayor of New York change his tune?
Eric Adams, yeah, he did.
Yeah.
He's like, man, I think we're full.
We need help. Yeah.
Yeah.
You got Grant Cardone, real estate billionaire mogul Grant Cardone has already announced that his firm, Cardone Capital, is no longer going to underwrite anything in New York City. They quit it. Kevin O'Leary will no longer invest in that state. He's a major investor. There's a lot of people that are pulling out there. I think it's short-sighted to think that you don't have to account on it.
Trump's friends may not, but here's the thing. If there's money to be made, guess what, Shannon? Money trumps everything.
I know that, Brian, but you think there's money to be made now? What's happening in New York City with a mass exodus? They're going to have a property tax nightmare.
Do you think that there was? Hold on, real
years.
quick. Was there money to be made in New Orleans after Katrina? Absolutely. When that's the time to strike it rich.
The money to be made in New Orleans during Katrina was
what's happening in New York City is not a natural disaster. It's man-made.
Exactly.
Right. It doesn't matter though. It's a disaster, and that's the time when you can actually make money.
Are you kidding me, Brian? Are you telling me you're seeing the light at the end of the tunnel? This is a good thing for New York because once it's destroyed, there'll be a lot of money to be made there.
It's good things for investors.
Yeah,
looking for opportunity.
Detroit's a good place to invest.
Building a new levee in New York and New Orleans is far different than having 300,000 really, really bad people in your town that you're paying hotel rooms for.
My point is this, though. This was to counter Shannon's point that everybody's pulling out of New York. If there's money to be made, if there's opportunity there, the people who like money and make money will go to there to make their money.
So how can you make money when it's this mass hysteria, mass exodus?
Because if property prices drop, if the richest real estate in the world, and there's now opportunities for you to start a new underwriting business.
You got to kick the migrants out before you can start making that money.
Listen, that's a problem.
Where are they going to go? They're already here.
Brian, you're totally missing the fact that this migrant influx right now ain't stopping, brother. It's keeping, by the time 2024 rolls around, we're 10 million deep in illegals. And if he wins, we're 4 more years. And think 20 million illegals into this country flowing in over 8 years. It will destroy major cities.
Hold on, that a judge in Chicago said that the illegals can have guns, too. Did you see that?
And become law enforcement.
And they can become cops. Pedro, who can't speak a lick of English, is pulling me over on I-4, bitch. What the hell is going on?
Taking your ass to prison.
Taking me right to prison because I'm a gringo, fat gringo.
Brian, what do you think the reason is for this influx of why are we allowing so many minors in? What's the real good Democrat-loving reason that we're flooding our nation with illegals?
Yeah, by the way, that's the last question. That's our last question, and it's a good one. Brian, answer the question.
So the laws currently allow for them to come and seek asylum. The problem that we have is that we don't have the infrastructure to deal with this problem. We don't really look for real meaningful solutions to our immigration issue.
We had one. We had remain in Mexico, and it remain in Mexico means you wait until your asylum is approved or until you have a court date. You don't come in here and hang out and loiter at the 7-Eleven until 4 years down the line you have a court date. And
part of that is we have to work with Mexico on that solution. That's not just something that we do on our own in a vacuum. I mean, you got neighbors. You got to work with your neighbors at some point.
Mexico ain't going to work with us. We're saying, hey, we need you to stop sending bad people. They're like, no, we want these people. We want these people to get into your country because they're disruptive in ours.
We want to open up another prison and send some of these bad people up there.
Yeah, but you could also stop. Mexico could have stopped the southern border on their part.
That's part of the issue. Is you put pressure on Mexico to stop the influx from Central America,
or you just don't allow them to walk over our border.
Here.
Shoot him in the face.
Yeah, shoot him.
I mean, that's an approach you can take, I guess. You could shoot him in the face.
Now, if Donald Trump, Brian, if Donald Trump would win, does the porous border immediately stop?
I don't know that it immediately stops. It's never stopped except when there was no opportunity and for them to come over.
Does the president have the ability to say, no, I'm not letting any of them in for a fiscal year so that we can sort out this mess? Does the president have that power?
He potentially could work with the states to try their best to keep people from coming in. Yes.
Well, you know Texas is going to dance with you. You know that.
Yeah, you're going to have Texas and you'll likely have Arizona.
Let me
Motroni,
let me 250 from. Nice. Let me write this down. PayPal, Venmo, Cash App. It's a constant telethon, ladies and gentlemen. At the Bubba Army.
Hey, Brian, what do you make of the SCOTUS saying that Texas can move ahead with its state bill to, I think it's 7, in order to arrest and deport illegals, and then they say it's okay, and then it goes back down to the federal judge in the state who says no, it's not okay. Why does the federal judge outweigh the Supreme Court in this case?
I don't know if they remanded it for clarification. I'm not familiar. I did not read the ruling, so I would have to read what the original ruling was and see on what basis it would have gone back down to the lower court. They may have been looking for clarification on something, and now that they have that, then it could be finally appealed. I don't know. But I don't. The truth is, I have not read it, so I don't know.
The Shannon Burke. We're going to have him on every Thursday. Hopefully, in a very spirited exchange like we just had with Brian Bluefield and Motroni.
Can we cut a deal right now, Bubba, with Shannon?
What's that?
Can we get a Shannon Babyface podcast?
Oh, that would be great. Yeah, we could just come.
It's an unenviable position to be in, though, to say, well, how are you going to solve the problem at the southern border? Because, I mean, like, it's been going on for 40 years.
Well, speak up, Blue Boy.
I know.
Blue Boy.
What did he say?
Blue. We call Brian Blue Boy. Hey, man, Shannon, we'll see you next Thursday, and I'll be talking to you soon here, probably this weekend. Okay,
all right, brother. See you guys.
Appreciate
Anna, love you.
Bye, Shannon.
Bye,
Brian,
Shannon.
If you want 24/7 on-demand Bubba and the crew, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. The Bubba the Love Sponge Show will be back after this.